modern English. The 16th was a time of changes in Europe. It began with the exploration of new continents, the introduction of printing, and a new interest in learning across the continent. People wanted to read books from Greek and Roman authors. English became a popular language. Many books were translated from Latin to English, but it was not completely accepted until 17th century. For example, Isaac Newton chose Latin instead of English for their first works. During these 2 centuries, authors borrowed about 30,000 words like desperate or extensive from languages like Latin, Greek or French. Not everyone liked this borrowing of words, because they didn't even understand them. But this borrowing continued, adding new words to the language, and they sounded less strange. People even started to do some weird things with them. For example, some nouns became verbs, made adjectives using nouns, or put 2 nouns together to create a new word. The age of Queen Elizabeth I was very important for literature. It began a creative wave among authors. Many became very famous, like Sir Philip Sidney, Marlowe, or the most famous William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is considered the greatest writer of plays. He was born in Stratford in 1564. He had an extraordinary language. He invented 2,000 words during his lifetime, and wrote them on his plays and poems. He even invented a lot of expressions like its early days and the long and the short of it. His plays became very famous, and were spread across all England, thanks to which the language was improved with his new words. When Queen Elizabeth died, she didn't leave the heir to the throne. She was replaced by his cousin King James VI of Scotland, and this new king ordered a new translation of the Bible to the English. This was called the King James Bible, and the difference with Shakespeare work. Translated didn't invent new words, they even used old expressions. The King James Bible was read everywhere, in churches, schools, people's houses, and this continued for almost 300 years. It was the only thing that people had to read. They were like some experts in King James Bible. This influenced people's language and added some new expressions. Many remain until our days, like the apple of somebody's eye. During the following centuries, grammatical changes were made, the use of some pronoun changes, or the pronunciation of many words and the use of some vowels were replaced. All these changes will continue peacefully until the middle of 17th century, where many drastic processes will affect the language. To finish this presentation, here are some pictures of cats.